During this short presentation today, I want to give you some information about the GCSE Geography course, whether you'll enjoy it and if it's the right subject for you to choose. Geography covers the top 10 skills that many employers look for. For example, in geography, you can look at complex problem solving. This is at the heart of the geography curriculum. Geography looks at both problems and solutions. Critical thinking, for example, is climate change happening? Or should we just ignore it? Are charities actually effective? And how do we move forward? We look at creative thinking and solutions to problems like vertical farming in the city, floating cities to avoid sea level rise, cars that run on hydrogen and clean energy. Geography lends itself to working with groups, carrying out fieldwork, collecting data. We look at emotional intelligence, empathy with others, and learning about different cultures. We also look at judgment and decision making through a variety of different case studies. Geography lends itself to many different careers. For example, students who've studied geography can go on into teaching, childcare, town planning. Some students even decide to go and work abroad. The four key themes that geography looks at over GCSE and A-level is to develop an understanding of the dynamic relationships between people and places. Again, to develop a critical awareness of geographical issues in the world and to gain knowledge of varying viewpoints and to understand and evaluate the need for the sustainable development of the world. For the next couple of slides, I'll introduce you to what is being covered in the geography course, a range of human, physical geography and also fieldwork skills. To see if geography is for you and you'd be interested in the topics that we study at GCSE, I've got a range of different examples of geography in the news that we study. The first picture shows tourists flocking to Iceland for the recent eruptions and how lots of them decided to grill their food on the cooling lava. The second picture, we are looking at extreme weather in the UK and how it's becoming more common and how it affects our lives. We look at case studies, for example, Dorset is experiencing 15 years worth of erosion, which is in one day. We will also look at how climate change has effect on those coastlines and again, how it affects our day-to-day lives. Which have already started in Year 9 looking at ecosystems, but at GCSE we look at small-scale ecosystems, the picture of the dormouse, where we will look at how we are destroying hedgerows, again through climate change, and how animals are having to adapt to the environments. For example, hibernating dormouse, by looking at the picture, are waking up months and months earlier because the winters are becoming milder, so they're not putting on enough weight for the cooler months. We also look at how rivers and how they're changing due to climate change. In the picture, this is the River Derwent, which completely dried up this summer due to the constant rising summer temperatures. This slide shows you a breakdown of the actual physical geography topics that will be studied. For example, natural hazards, the living world, physical landscapes of the UK. There are some choices within the course, so the ones which are crossed out are the ones that we tend not to study. The second paper focuses on human geography topics. By asking students of previous years what they enjoyed the most about geography, the top picture was the one that came through. Rio de Janeiro. They enjoyed studying what the opportunities and challenges of living in a city like Rio would be. We look at how the inequality of the city and we look at how that links to global equality. The second picture focuses on London. Would London Heathrow look like this by 2050? We study how international transport is trying to keep up with the growing population and our desire to travel the world. But will the environmental impact of flying have a massive effect on the environment? World population is becoming a major issue. The UN expect the population to increase from 7.7 billion to 10.9 billion by 2100. Most of the growth will come from Africa, its share of the world population will rise from 17% to 40%. More than 8 in 10 people will live in Asia, Africa by the end of the century. In geography, we will study the challenges that face us as global population and as our share of the planet with more and more people. Could cutting down trees help the water crisis? And one of the world's cities that seemed so close to running out of water completely in 2018, when residents in Cape Town were counting down to day zero, the day the taps would turn off. We look at water management and how they've managed to avoid day zero. But efforts to prevent water supplies getting that low again, they're cutting down non-native pine trees, which soak up 55 billion litres of water per year, equivalent to a month's worth of water used for the whole city. In GCSE geography, we explore questions like, how can we manage the world's water crisis? And how can we make sure everyone gets enough food, energy and water? On the slide, you can see the human geography topics are broken down into 3 different sections. We start with urban challenges, where we look at different case studies of high income and low income countries. We move on to the changing economic world and also the challenges of resource management, which will be covered at the end of year 9. The third paper in geography focuses on an issue evaluation, where a pre-release booklet will arrive into school 12 weeks before the exam. The first part of the pre-release is an issues evaluation section, which can be on any current geographical topic. The second part of paper 3 is where students will carry out fieldwork and a geographical inquiry in a local area. How will I be examined in GCSE geography? GCSE geography has 3 papers. All 3 papers last an hour and 30 minutes. Paper 1 and paper 2 are worth 35% of the GCSE, and paper 3 is worth 30%. I hope you found this presentation useful, and if GCSE geography is the right course for you. If you require any more information, please just contact one of the members of geography staff in the department.